Hi everyone, welcome back to the Tea Girls podcast where we talk about trans issues and other issues in the LGBT community. This is Charlotte, I'm Ellie. So if in case you haven't tuned into previous episodes before, we've talked about things like how we met and things like that. But today's episode, I think we should talk about trying to date in the trans community.
Yeah, for sure.
Being trans and trying to find a partner. There's a reason a lot of trans people go T for T.
Yeah.
And it's because we are, unfortunately, we are massively fetishized.
We are, for sure.
It was one of the top categories on certain sites and from all over the world, basically.
Yeah.
But America was one of the biggest ones, wasn't
Right,
it?
yeah.
And it's not the first year as well. It's usually one of the top categories, all over.
Yeah, it's pretty high up.
It's pretty high up there, and I think it's probably the whole tabooness of it, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a fetish thing where, we're not allowed to do this, or not allowed, but...
Yeah. But it really is difficult because I've tried previously going on all these dating websites and everything, and it's really difficult because you've either got lesbians who are often attracted to women with certain bits, and unfortunately not all trans women have those bits yet. So I've personally found that really difficult.
Yeah, I remember just as I was transitioning, I went on a couple of them, and for the most part, I just kind of got some nasty messages from people. And my last partner, I did end up meeting on one of those sites, and she was bi, so that worked out fine. But
yeah, I think bi people are the ones that we've just got to rely on. But me and you are pansexual. It doesn't matter what you got in your pants.
Yeah. If we find you attractive, we find you attractive. Yeah. It doesn't matter what you have.
But one of the biggest things is it's personality for me. If someone's got such a beautiful personality and a good vibe, that's all that matters mostly.
For sure. Your whole energy and everything, that's what drew me into you.
Thank you. I also want to talk about coming out as well, because we were talking about coming out in the previous episode, but there was something that I missed out on.
Yeah.
And that's the fact, I can't remember if you said you did it, but for me personally, I ended up going hyper masculine, in the year or two before coming out.
Yeah, because you had long hair, didn't you? And you cut it short.
I had long hair, yeah. And I was like, I'm growing my hair out, and since I'm growing my hair out, I'm going to grow my beard and everything out, and I ended up looking homeless.
Yeah, I've seen some pictures you did.
Yeah, I'll put a picture up here because apparently that's me. I didn't recognise myself back then because it's one of the big things with gender dysphoria is you look in the mirror and you're like, this is not me. But this was a really big thing for me because I grew my hair out and I had the beard going, but this was sort of during COVID time, and luckily we could wear masks, so I'd have the beard going and everything. I had a little goatee, that's all I could grow.
It's a scruffy looking goatee though.
Yeah, but luckily we could wear masks during COVID, and it was the norm to wear masks.
Yeah.
So I was wearing this mask with my long hair, and I was like, I'm looking kind of hot. But I was also working at the time, just after COVID, in a trampoline park. And this was quite funny as well because we do dress up and things like that for Halloween and for events. And for one Halloween, I dressed up as a nurse. I looked quite hot, to be fair.
Just for a laugh, you know.
Just for a laugh, because it's just so funny.
It's not like any of us have ever done that before.
No, it's the most eggy thing that you can do is dress up as in a feminine way for Halloween.
Yeah.
But I was wearing my mask. I was wearing this nurse outfit, and I was on slide duty, I think, and this dude walked over and I was like, oh, you gotta use the sock to go down the slide, and he was like, yeah, you could have fooled me. Because at the time, like, I hadn't voice trained or anything, so my voice was, like, obviously a lot deeper. Um, but I got misgendered quite a lot that day, funnily enough. But it was so funny because I'd go back home and my girlfriend at the time, I'd be like, oh, I was misgendered today. And she was like, oh, no wonder, have you seen yourself?
She knew.
Oh, she definitely knew. I actually remember we were lying in bed one day, and she was like, "Have you ever thought about reconsidered your sexuality?" I think she said, or reconsidered. Oh, have you ever suffered with gender dysphoria or something like that? And I was like, no. It was the funniest thing ever because, like, in my head, I'd always said, if someone ever asks me if I'm trans, I will tell them outright. And I always had this in my head because it was constantly, are you gay? Are you gay? There's something about, yeah, you must be gay. Yeah, I was gay. Just not the way that they thought.
She asked you, she gave you the opportunity, and
she gave me the opportunity and I threw it away. And the funny thing is, like, she was a lovely girl, but she was bi. So it's not necessarily like she would have been like, oh no, I'm not staying with you anymore.
Yeah, she would have been completely okay.
She would have been completely okay with it. She would have been like, okay, I've got a girlfriend now. But I just find that so funny.
Yeah.
But also, like, where it comes with being trans, you also have a lot of what are they called? Psych evaluations.
Oh my god.
And this is something that needs to be talked about because some people online seem to get the impression you can just go into your doctor and be like, I want hormones, and they'll be like, okay, there's the hormones.
Yeah, in Ireland, it took me 3 years to get even into, like, the clinic to see the endocrinologist to go on hormones.
Yeah.
And, like, I had, I think, 2 cycle valves for that.
Yeah, well, mine was, me getting on hormones for some reason was pretty quick, and that was still a year. Like, that still took me a year to get on hormones.
Yeah.
And that was after multiple psych evaluations.
And they're draining.
They are so draining. Like, they sit there with you for ages, don't they? Yeah. It was video call for me, I don't know.
This was in 2016, so it was quite a while before COVID or anything, but...
Yeah, was it a video call or was
it was in person?
Okay, because mine was a video call and I had to speak with someone down in Cardiff, and have my first psych evaluations because they need to try and wean out who's genuine, who's actually trans, and who's just sort of having it as a phase, if that's a thing. I don't know, but I think some people probably think, oh, I want to wear dresses, so am I trans?
Yeah.
It doesn't make you trans if you just want to wear dresses.
Than just that.
Yeah, it's genuinely how you feel on the inside and how you've always felt and things like that. So there is definitely a lot more to it.
Oh, for sure. And then, like, when I wanted surgery, I had to have another psych evaluation, and that was the most draining one I've ever had. It was like 2.5 hours, and I was just dead by the time I walked out of there.
That's more of an interrogation.
It felt like an interrogation. They, like, literally, like, okay, what's your earliest memory? Walk me through your entire childhood from your earliest memory. Now, what was your teens like? What was it like when you hit puberty? And it was just so draining. And then even after that, I was referred to the gender clinic in London. I had to have 2 more psych evals before I could get referred to the surgeons.
But there's one bad thing about this psych evaluation is that they seem to think if you've been diagnosed with autism or ASD and ADHD, then they seem to think that there's something there that might be a phase.
Yeah, because that was my first evaluation. They were very, like, specific. Like, they were like, have you ever had any fixations on, like, maybe trains or anything? And I was like, are you really asking me?
Yeah.
About trains?
Like, they go through all the stereotypes of, like, ADHD, like, neurospicy people. And this is such a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still the case, if it's still going to hinder you,
Well,
but it definitely was.
I was asked on every psych evaluation, have you been diagnosed with ADHD? Have you been diagnosed with autism? And I was like, no, not diagnosed.
No, exactly. Like, I was terrified of letting them know, because like I was diagnosed with ADHD as a child, but I'm pretty sure I have ASD as well. And I was terrified to let them know in case it stopped my chances of getting surgery.
Yeah, because it's one of the big worries, isn't it? Are they going to stop hormones? Are they going to not prescribe you with hormones?
Yeah.
Are they going to say that you can't have surgery just in case it's a phase or what? Like, it's such a bad thing.
Because my mother was when I came out as trans, she joined this support group, and she was talking to one of the women there, and she had a trans daughter who was ASD, and they were having an absolute nightmare trying to get any diagnosis done. They were just dragging their feet because they didn't want to do anything about it.
It does make me wonder though, like, are people who are diagnosed with autism more likely to come out as trans because they're more forward naturally?
I do know there is a correlation between ASD, ADHD, and trans people.
Yeah, I did know that, and that's probably why they're asking, because there's more people coming out as trans or as with autism. Not like you come out with autism, but you know what I'm saying. Who end up being trans. Like, there must be, I think there's quite a big community out there. Most of them are probably in the Discord.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, if you're not in the Discord, it's I'll put it in the description. It's called the Pickle Army. Fantastic Discord. Lots of neurospiciness there.
Oh, plenty.
We got a trains and cars channel. We got bikes.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many topics there, and just like so many people talking. I think we've reached 100 official members now.
Yeah, we're at 100. So if you join, make sure to read the rules.
Yeah, make sure to read the rules if you join, because there's a lot of people who join and then don't read the rules and they end up leaving. Make sure you read the rules. It's a brilliant little Discord. It'd be nice to see you there. I'm also glad I've made it over to YouTube now.
Yeah.
Because, in case anyone isn't aware, my TikTok is slowly being devoured by bots.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There are so many bot accounts on my TikTok, so make sure you're looking out for them and make sure you don't fall for them.
Did they usually have TS in the name? That's a good hint.
Yeah, TS for some reason in their name. But just be very careful. Make sure you don't chat to anyone who could potentially be a scammer.
If they're asking to message you, that's probably they're a scammer.
Yeah, most likely. Just join the Discord. It's the best way to talk to people about like-minded things.
And it's like even just not just the bots on TikTok, which TikTok are not dealing with, but it's the ridiculousness of TikTok.
Oh, TikTok. The problem I've gotten, this is the biggest problem with TikTok, is you can't speak to an actual person. Yeah. I got my TikTok. I used to go TikTok live all the time. It's one of the ways we got to know each other.
It's how I knew you had a Discord.
Yeah, so I used to go TikTok live all the time, and I loved doing it. I loved chatting to everyone, and it was always such a good, fun, bubbly atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I got banned off TikTok live.
It was a couple of times, and then it became a permanent.
I got banned multiple times. And like due to it was either nudity was one of the reasons.
That's why you got banned permanently.
That's why I got banned permanently. But I also had that a few times before as well. I appealed these bans, and every time they were like, "No, everything's fine. There's a reason why you got banned," and I'm like, "Show me the footage. I'd like to be able to see what I did wrong."
Yeah, and then completely banned, and you can't appeal it. There's nothing you can do.
You can't appeal it either. So I've decided to move from TikTok, which is basically just like most of the videos on TikTok these days, it's stolen content.
Yeah.
Like there's like production companies out here spending a lot of money and a lot of time to create content, And then TikTok's just allowing people to steal that content, and it's not fair.
It's usually clips from movies, TV, or it'll be Reddit stories.
Yeah, but it's not only videos being stolen on TikTok. It's also, like, my profile's being stolen.
Yeah, you had a cloned account.
I had an account which was my account. It was using my picture.
Almost the same username.
Almost the same username. They posted a load of the same videos.
In the same order, pinned the same videos.
So I then went to TikTok and reported this account as it's someone pretending to be me.
And they're like, no.
Like a day later, I got a message back saying, "Now it all checks out, it's all fine."
Yeah, not copying.
And I was like, how can you look at this account and say, no, they're not pretending to be you? They just stole your videos and stole your picture and stole your username.
Literally, if you watch the videos, you can see they were downloaded from her TikTok.
And the problem is they're using my image to message people probably in my DMs and not in my DMs, in my comment sections. And they're probably trying to take money from people and trying to fish for people, and it's so not fair that it's happening with my image, and I feel horrendous that this is happening.
And TikTok are doing nothing about it.
So it's definitely something that I'm trying to get to the bottom of.
Yeah.
Like
I posted a video today. It was a memory from this time last year, and I posted it, and it got taken down for breaking community guidelines. And I'm like, the original video is still posted. How are you getting it? So I appealed it, and when I appealed the video, it came back that that's okay. We've restored the video. It's craziness that TikTok can like violate one of my videos and then be like, no, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm genuinely not happy with it, and that's why I'm moving over to YouTube. But I hope that you're all enjoying this sort of content, because it's a bit different for me. I'm trying to mess around with the equipment and stuff to try and get it all perfect.
Yeah, so if you notice, each one of our videos has been a bit different. That's why we're experimenting with different ways of recording, getting audio.
Yeah, so it's really nice to have everyone here and see the videos doing so well. Make sure to put in the comments as well if there's anything that we can improve.
Bear in mind, we're on a budget, so we have to do things as best we can.
There are so many videos. There's so many videos out there like, oh, just get this camera, and it's like a £5,000 camera, and I'm like,
yeah,
I don't think I've got the facilities for that. Like,
but even down to like, if you're recording with two people, get two XLR mics with an audio hub, and it's like, yeah, we can't afford to be doing that.
Yeah,
not yet. Maybe eventually.
Eventually.
Like, I want to record my own videos on my own YouTube channel. I did one, however, I realised playing back that the recording got all messed up, so I never got to upload it.
Yeah, so if you're not already subscribed to Charlotte, head over to her name's in the title of the video, and it will also be in the description, so make sure you get over there and follow Charlotte for her content.
Hopefully I'll get some content out soon.
Yeah, you've also just bought a new bike. Are you going to tell the viewers what bike you just bought?
It's a stupid bike. It was a waste of money. It's a Honda Gram.
So why did you buy a Honda Gram? For the people who don't know.
To make money on it.
To make money on it.
No. Ultimately, it's a cheap run around. It's cheap to run around on. And they're actually very, very fun. Like, I have a 2008 V-Strom 650. And I love that bike. But the Grom is very fun.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. A dumb bike.
Yeah.
So in case anyone isn't aware, I have also got a Grom, and this is why Lottie found out about them.
Yeah, I'd never heard of them before. No, that's not true. I had heard of them on a TikTok once. Just some guy said it in a passing comment.
Yeah, but they're mega little bikes. Like they're sort of like the Honda Monkey, aren't they? Like the old Honda Monkey.
They're the updated Monkey, but they also updated the Monkey. But here's a picture of our two bikes together.
Yeah, so here's a picture. We took this on our first little spin together.
Yeah.
Horseshoe Pass, in case anyone isn't aware. Beautiful little road, beautiful cafe at the top.
Yeah.
But I think you're looking forward to tomorrow, aren't you?
Tomorrow's bike night, so I'm looking forward to showing it off.
Heading over to bike night and showing off the Groms together, because it's quite notorious, isn't it?
Yeah. You're notorious there now with the gram.
Every time you pull up to somewhere with the Honda gram, you will get people talking to you.
When we were driving back, so when we went to pick up my bike, I drove the car down and she rode it back, and literally we stopped off in Tesco not 5 minutes from where we picked it up just to get go toilet and grab a drink or something, and 2 people stopped to talk to her about the gram.
I always try and sell the grams to everyone because they like if you're a biker and you haven't got a Honda gram, you're missing out because they're so dumb.
Honda, you owe her a commission at this point.
Yeah, I need the commission on the gram. Absolutely fantastic little bikes. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little podcast. It wasn't a very long one, but hopefully you enjoyed it. And make sure you subscribe. Keyword Hondagram. If you got this far in the video, go into the comments and just type Hondagram.
Let us know that you reached it this far, because we're interested to know who actually has made it all the way through.
Yeah, it's always a good little thing, a good little keystone.
Yeah.
So make sure to like the video because it helps a bunch. Comment below and subscribe to the channel as well, as it helps millions. So we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.